Welcome back to In the Kitchen with Grace. Today we are doing comfort food. We are doing whiskey peach meatballs or bourbon barbecue peach meatballs. I love meatballs. If you've been around for a while, you know I have some great meatball recipes. This is a go-to that I like to use every spring. It's got that springy peachy vibe to it. It's great in the summer as well. You can make these in your slow cooker or in the oven. I'm going to make them in the oven today. And I am going to start with about 2 pounds of thawed ground beef. If you want to, you could use some ground turkey as well. And again, this is just kind of approximate 2 pounds. It might be a little more, a little less. We love meatballs in our family. So as you go through this recipe video, guys, I will link to my other meatball recipes up in the top corner there. And I'm going to put all the ingredients and directions in the description below for you. All right, I am going to start with my meatballs. Actually, I'm going to crack 1 egg. And we're going to put it right in with the beef. And I am going to get some breadcrumbs. Now, if you don't have breadcrumbs, you could use like saltine crackers, all crushed up. Basically, so the sauce for these meatballs is very saucy. So there's a lot of moisture that's already going to be in there. So the breadcrumbs or crackers just kind of helps keep your meatballs together. And I'm going to sprinkle in maybe about a half a cup, fourth cup to half a cup here. I'm gonna actually mix this together. This is one of those recipes you gotta dive right in, get a little bit gooey here. Got a few pieces finished thawing. There we go, we'll pull these apart. All right, get that egg kind of mixed in there and the breadcrumbs. Okay, I'm gonna wash my hands really quick and we're gonna put the sauce together. All right, I'm gonna set that bowl aside and grab a smaller bowl for us to blend our sauce together. I'm gonna start with half a cup of chili sauce, which honestly is it's probably about half the bottle. That's be about good. And then we are going to do a dash of Worcestershire sauce. Say that one 3 times fast. Oop, just a splash there. I'm gonna add in some black pepper. And we're gonna do about a tablespoon of minced garlic. And this is where the good stuff comes in. I'm gonna start with some Kinder's wing sauce. This is actually bourbon peach barbecue flavored, which was kind of ironic. I actually just randomly saw this in the grocery store not long ago. But we're gonna actually, if you can't find this and you don't wanna use it, that's fine, because we are gonna mix together sweet hot pepper jam, peach preserves, and some whiskey to really get that bourbon peach flavor into these meatballs. This is just a bonus perk, and I'm gonna just squeeze some in there. About a half a cup. Now I'm going to grab the sweet hot pepper jelly. Now, if you could find hot pepper peach preserves, that's fine. A little bit hard to find probably in some areas, so I'm just using good old sweet hot pepper jelly. This is the kind of stuff I like to find at like local markets, farmers markets, stuff that's made kind of locally. And we are gonna do about a cup and a half. Honestly, I'm probably going to use almost, my husband really likes hot pepper jelly, so I'm not going to use all of it. This is probably about a cup and a half, guys, of hot pepper jelly. And then I'm going to grab some peach preserves. We're gonna do about a cup or so of the peach preserves. Boy, these are gonna be saucy, but it is so sweet and so good. Now I am going to grab my whiskey, my bourbon. All right, this is good stuff. It is straight bourbon whiskey, and I'm gonna use, okay. Now, we're gonna whisper this because my husband loves good whiskey. Y'all, we're gonna use half a cup. Oh yeah. He's gonna come home and be like, honey, what on earth were you drinking? I don't barely drink, guys. I don't drink too often. I sure don't drink whiskey. Oh, but I love to cook with whiskey. Makes for great sauces. Okay, I've got the lid on there. We're gonna very slowly mix this together. I'm actually using a spoon with some holes in it to kind of get that jelly and preserves mixed together well. What we are gonna do is we're gonna put a little bit of this into our meatballs directly. And then we are going to put them into our baking dish and pour the rest of the sauce glaze over the meatballs and let that bake on. I can smell the peaches. It smells so good. Okay, let's grab our big old bowl of ground beef here. And I'm making sure to get some of that jelly here from the sauce bowl. And I put in probably about a cup total of the sauce. I'm gonna grab my baking dish and we are going to mix, and I have sprayed my baking dish. We're gonna mix this in together. I told you this recipe is a bit of a messy hands-on one, but let me tell you, your family will love these meatballs. They are so, so good. Okay, now I'm gonna start making my meatballs. You can make these however big that you want to. And if you feel like your meatballs aren't going to stick together very well, feel free to add some more breadcrumbs into them. You just want to make sure that you are consistent in the size of the meatballs so that they cook and bake evenly. I like to do kind of bigger ones, unless I'm doing meatball subs, and then I do smaller ones. If you're looking for some other great side dishes to go with meatballs, I've got an amazing Southern crock pot mac and cheese recipe. It is so, so good. It's one of my favorite comfort foods to go to. I've got a whole playlist of side dishes, you guys, that you could make. Potato salad, all sorts of pasta salads, actual salads. You could also totally freeze half this batch of meatballs if you wanted to, and then thaw and bake them at another time. Love meal prep type recipes. That makes those busy weeknights a lot easier. Okay, I'm gonna finish making my meatballs here, and then we'll put the rest of our sauce glaze on top. You can see there's actually pieces of fresh peaches in the peach preserve jar that I picked out, which makes these so sweet when you bite into them. You want to make sure you wash your hands very well after making your meatballs, obviously dealing with raw ground beef. I'm going to grab my bowl of sauce, give it another little mix here, and I'm kind of literally just going to drizzle this right over the top of the meatballs. And my 2 pounds or so of ground beef made 16 large meatballs, so it makes plenty. Oh yeah, these are gonna smell so good when they bake in the oven. I'm gonna bake these at 425 degrees. Now every oven's a little different and depends on the size of your meatballs. I have large meatballs. Mine's probably gonna take about 35 minutes or so, maybe 40. You wanna make sure that I always cut into the very middle meatball. Make sure it's thoroughly cooked. When you know when that middle one is cooked all the way through, all of the meatballs are ready to go. I'll show you what these all look like when they're all done baking. I'm gonna go work on making a honey lime fruit salad because yum. Here are the bourbon peach meatballs. You can see the pieces of peach in them. It just adds a sweet bite of flavor. They smell heavenly. I cannot wait to eat these tonight. We're gonna do spicy noodles and then a honey lime fruit salad to go with dinner. Thank you all so much for watching this recipe video. Thank you for sharing our recipes with your family and friends. You can find a pin to save this recipe on Pinterest in the description below, and we will see you all next time.